Hey world, what's going on? Welcome to Cross Pollination on 2MB Studios. I'm your host, TJ Reynolds. Here every other Friday, we bring together a group of artists from all different corners of the creative world. Today is the first time we're actually doing comedy on this, which is largely a comedy network. So I'm really excited to bring you three guests. We've got some sketch comedy creators, and we'll be talking to this hour Gwen Coburn, who creates really funny sketches based on some of work she does is based on dating profiles, and we'll see some of that. We'll hear and see some work from Mark Kudlate and his Content You Don't Need, who's done a great series since he's been in quarantine. That's been doing great on TikTok. And we'll also have my sister, Teresa Reynolds, and she'll be sharing some sketches from her New York City all-female sketch comedy group, White Cotton Panties. So all that's coming up today. So thank you for joining us. I'm going to start with a joke. It's the only joke I can ever remember. I don't know why I remember it, but it is, what do you get when you cross an elephant and Darth Vader? Okay, what do you get? Put it in the chat. What do you get when you cross an elephant and Darth Vader? Let's see who gets it. A Vanderfunt? Very good guess. That's not it. Really loud breathing noises? Yes, but those kind of just happen anyway. You get an elevator. Thank you. The band in the back is not playing. But yeah, you get an elevator. I am a humorist, but I want to bring somebody out who has actually taught me some classes in improv and has been doing a lot of funny music and improvisation and acting here in the Boston area. Actually, we're going to bring out somebody that I met here. I got the order wrong. We're going to bring out Mr. Mark Kudlate, who I actually met taking improv classes, and we formed a group called Fur Maybe, and we were playing lots of shows and having lots of fun. And then this global pandemic hit, and he got into creating these videos. So let's bring out Mr. Mark Kudlate to the show. Hey, how you doing?
TJ, what's up?
Not too much, man. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing great.
All right, man. Thank you for coming on here. I'm excited to have you.
I'm excited to be here. This is a great show.
Yeah. So, tell me about how you kind of got into creating videos in during this pandemic. Is this something you had done beforehand, or something you really jumped into?
No, it's not something I did beforehand. So for me, obviously, as you know, like we did improv together, and that was a big outlet for me. I'm kind of a wacky, creative person, and kind of just need an outlet at all times.
I thought you were thinking, but maybe you're frozen. So what we'll do is play a video from our friend Mark. So we've got a video queued up. We'll play it, and then we'll come back and talk about him. So let's check out a little bit from Content You Don't Need.
Hey, I'm all out of blades. Do you mind if I borrow your eraser to clean up for this date I have?
Yeah, no problem. Just clean up after you use it.
Oh, I see we're sharing now. That's a pretty scraggly beard you got there. Wait, what are you doing? Hold on. No, I didn't mean what I said. We can talk about this.
Wish me luck.
Good luck. Wait, you didn't shave?
Yes, I did.
No.
I've seen things. Horrible things.
Goodbye.
Yeah. Yeah. So that is an entire series. Actually, can we play? Let's go ahead and can we play the next part of that one? Because I just really want to see where that goes. Don't you? I want to see those horrible things.
Goodbye, old friend.
Rick, don't do this. No!
Welcome to the bathroom garbage. The name's Q-Tip, but my friends call me Q.
Where am I?
This is where all used up bathroom items go once Rick is finished with them.
Were you used for the wrong purpose?
Yeah, but that shouldn't change anything, does it?
If you're disposable, it might. Take our friend Kleenex over here, for example.
How you doing?
Kleenex was used for a more selfish and pleasurable act.
Don't call it selfish if we both got what we wanted out of it, if you know what I mean.
What makes you such an expert?
Band-Aid has made it through many garbage transfers stuck to the wall.
I've seen a lot of bathroom items come and go through here. You think you're the first razor to be disposed of?
Why are we even listening to Band-Aid? He hasn't been as intimate with Rick as we've been. You've been in his ear hole. You've caressed his face, and possibly his undercarriage, depending on the type of razor you were.
Huh.
And me, I've cleaned up his mess.
Dear God.
No matter how good your relationship is with Rick, in the end, we all end up at the dump.
The production value on that is kind of through the roof. I want to know what the budget was on that, whatever that was on top of the Q-tip there. So, very good. So it looks like we might have lost Mark for the time being. So we'll circle back around. And we'll go ahead and bring out our next guest. We're going to bring out Gwen Coburn to the show. So welcome.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. I am. My mind has been blown from the first time I saw that razor headpiece.
Right. And yeah, and it wasn't just it was that compare and the acting. You really I was bought in. That was a razor, and it has seen some things.
And it has seen some stuff. Yeah. It's so cool to get to see the work that Mark is putting out, the work that you're putting out. There's been so much cool stuff online lately. It's been fantastic.
Yeah, and you kind of with what you do, you kind of mine different places online to create your content. Can you tell us a little bit about some of what you working on?
Yeah, absolutely. So I started doing a little bit of online content really only since the quarantine. And at the same time, I started online dating for the first time in my life. So I was doing a bunch of different content about kind of different things. But I like to write little songs. Typically, I have a show called Sad Girl Songs. And typically the songs are about things that befuddle and maybe annoy me. And when I got into online dating, I was trying to write songs that were better than or satirical about profiles I was seeing. But honestly, some of the things that people were writing, you just can't get better than that.
Yeah, they wrote themselves.
They wrote themselves. So instead, that series, I just took their words and into a little bit of.
So it's kind of like you're like the Marcel Duchamp of comedy, where you're finding these ready-mades and you're putting them in a new context, and we're saying, look at the art that is in these, and you're able to see that. Let's check out a couple of these and get a feel for what you're talking about, because not only do you take the words, but you do a whole costume and transformation, right?
And that the identities are my creations to protect the I guess the innocent,
or the not so innocent,
the unwitting.
Right. All right, let's check some out.
Hey, you're so cute. Ow!
About me? Bumble, you shouldn't have. I am here to network recently started a podcast, and pretty soon I will be starting to shoot some skits. If you're trying to get down and promote your brand link, whoa, whoa. SB Podcast.
I feel attacked. First of all,
I honestly wish that I'd made that up, but I didn't.
I mean, yeah, that's what it is. The best writers are open to the inspiration that's all around them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's go to another one because I am just feeling this. I'm swiping right now. Let's keep it going.
They deserve it. God willing, they're getting some.
All right, let's roll another one.
I'd rather die than wear a turtleneck.
Excellent.
That was. I can't encompass in like the small skit, but that was all he wrote.
Wow.
Every word on his profile. I don't say.
Mm-hmm. Well, he was just so gorgeous that he didn't need any words.
No,
Yeah.
that was. I read those words and I was like, we got to go, Mandy Patinkin. Like this is his moment.
Right. So, what kind of feedback have you been getting as you've been putting these out into the world?
People really like them, which is great. I just started doing them because it was like a fun, quick thing to do. It kept me making some music, and it let me blow off like a tiny little bit of steam back when I was online dating. But people seem to like really love them. I think like they're silly and goofy, and also everyone can probably relate to having seen something that you were like, yikes, really? Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's check one more out, and before we move on, just because I'm having fun and they're wonderful. So we'll do. I think we got one more on deck.
Yeah. Whoop.
I will never love you. I will never love you. I will never love you much as I love Taco Bell. I am actually really hot. I don't know why all my pictures look like that. I'm trying to work on trust and commitment issues. If I try to leave you before I'm left, try to get me back. Most of you look more mature than me for some reason.
Oh man, the best is the job description.
Thank you. I put a lot of effort into those.
Plant dad, stay-at-home plant dad, artist at my band. Like, you know, I actually just got a raise at my band, so I'm singing and tambourine now. So it's kind of like
kind of a big deal. Yeah, back up singing tambourine. Oh, Kaylee, I own so many mustaches. I was going through them today, and I found a stray mustache in my bed sheets, and I was like, honestly, not surprising given how many there are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you actually get lucky in one of these guys, you got to be careful about where you leave the mustaches because she might have some explaining to do.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be like, "Wait, that was you?"
like,
Mustache off.
yeah, you were sleeping and this is like stuck to your back, and you just have like a bunch of mustaches all over your back.
Oh yeah, covered in mustaches.
It's cute. You finally found the right guy that likes that, and then it's love.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh. but then if you're not, you won't make as much art if you're happy. You got to like live in this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I come from a place of suffering.
Yes, I can tell. It's so much pain. No, you channel the pain and the sadness, but the obliviousness of all of these. Like,
I just hope. I hope that I've reframed them enough that if they ever come across it, only they will know that it's them. But honestly, that's giving them a lot of credit for
right.
them in this place.
Yeah, like being a plant dad, I have a lot of time to check out comedy and the local scene, and so I'm honored.
Right? And the thing is, like the names and the jobs. Those are where I get to have fun making up that and like trying to figure out how to do makeup with like the 3 clothes in my house to look like a dude. But like it's sad because they write those things and then their jobs are much more boring than the ones I created. They're people working low-level finance. And this is sad.
Yeah. You had the Fruit of the Loom t-shirt. That was a nice touch. Did you like print that on a printer and then put that on your t-shirt?
So that's actually it was a Christmas present for my brother, and it's a local grocery store, and my brother printed them just for me and my brothers, and instead of I won't say the name of the business because they're sweet, but like he changed it to basically be like an incredibly like it's all pot instead of vegetables on it now.
Nice.
Like the silliest version of it he could possibly do.
Wow, you've got your own costume designer for these. That's dope, man.
Right?
Awesome.
Don't pay him, but
cool. This is so much fun. I think we're gonna bring out our next guest, and we'll bring you back in a little bit. Okay.
Sounds
awesome. Great. Awesome. So we're going to bring out Miss Teresa Reynolds. She's coming from Indianapolis, Indiana. Is she there? There she is. Hi, Teresa.
What up?
How are you?
Doing good. I'm doing good. Happy to be here.
All right. So this is Teresa Reynolds. No relation. We just have the same mom and dad.
Yeah.
So what's going on?
I'm just I've been out of the sketch game for a little bit. But I was so proud of my sketch group while we were cranking them out. I feel like we got some gems. So
okay. And tell us about the name of the group and how you guys got that name.
So we were called White Cotton Panties Comedy. It's important to put comedy in that when you're Googling for our sketch group. And it was a name that actually one of my cohorts, Ginger, came up with. When you drank that water, like your face went into the background. That was fun.
Whatever. I'm at 30 Rock.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Obviously. It's very cool.
So much saxophone.
But yeah, so Ginger Kearns, Ginger Kearns and Kitty Lindsay were 2 of the other members of the group, and we really just had a blast making up a bunch of silly stuff. So
okay, all right. So let's check out a little White Cotton Panties. What's the first one we're gonna see here? I think this is.
You tell me.
I think Sandwich. Let's look at.
Sandwich.
Let's watch Sandwich. So this is an all-female comedy group bringing you.
Yo, look at that sandwich. Yeah, snap. What up, sandwich? Can I get a bite? Sandwich. Yo, I'm gonna bite that roll, sandwich. Ooh, sandwich, you double stack. Look at that salami. Sandwich. Wait, sandwich. Yo, you got a fat bun, sandwich, and your ingredients look fresh. Sandwich, you got salad, catar. Sandwich. I want you in my mouth, sandwich. Yeah, you got that sandwich. Yeah, sandwich. Yeah, like that sandwich. I'm gonna eat you, sandwich. Mouth sandwich. Sandwich, I'm gonna eat you, sandwich. I'm gonna eat your sandwich.
So silly.
So much mayo.
And
So yeah, you definitely see like New York City, where you guys were, dwelling and filming these, rubbing off on you.
that was my comment on street harassment.
Yes, and mayonnaise.
Yes, for sure. We ate that sandwich. We just the mayo and ate it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's natural. That's just like
what you do.
It's what you do. Like, oh man. So there's a question here, and I think it was for Gwen, but you could answer too. So you guys are kind of like a little bit like the reverse Kids in the Hall, where you can dress up as guys and do like, do you find playing dudes freeing?
That's funny that all of the videos of women that you've shown so far are playing dudes. Yeah, I mean, it really, sandwich came from the whole, like street harassment, construction workers, and that whole thing of construction workers harassing women. And so I used to cut them off at the pass, and I used to harass construction workers as I would pass by, and I would just kind of catcall them. And so that's where this the sandwich thing came from. But yeah, I mean, freeing, it was an opportunity to just be gross and disrespectful. My dog is coming in. Yeah, so it was an opportunity to just be ridiculous, because dudes can be fucking ridiculous. So
yeah. And I think things that make commentaries like that, tend to like stand the test of time a little bit better than things that are kind of like trying to be like edgelordy, you know what I'm saying? Like you were commenting on it rather than so it makes it like, it aged well is basically what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, two women harassing and spanking a sandwich is brilliant, and I accept that.
Awesome. Let's check out a second video. How about this one? This is you guys did a commercial for a product, right?
Yeah, it was for a foot file. Foot file. Yeah,
okay.
Made for kids.
Okay, cool. Let's check out the foot file.
Cool.
Sounds serious.
Hey kids, are you tired of scratchy feet after playing all day on the playground? Yeah. Then you need a pedophile. Yeah. The Pedophile's the brand new foot file just for kids. It comes in awesome colors to show everyone on the block who's cool. The Pedophile's even candy scented. You can play with it all by yourself after school or in the bushes behind the neighbor's house. It's great for cars on the go. And since it's so sleek, the Pedophile can easily slip into your pants pocket. Get a Pedophile in your house today.
Dial 1-800-555-OH-NO now. Have your credit card and registered address ready.
555. Oh no! How do you,
a lot of fun coming up with all that small type.
how do you approach somebody and say, you look like you should play a pedophile in my video?
So that guy, John Tarani, he helped us shoot. So he was like a cinematographer of sorts and producer. And so we were like, hey, so this is twofold. Would you mind? He got it. He's like, yeah.
I can make this face.
Like that checks out. And we found a white van with no windows right there that day. When Ginger was filing her feet and the guy walked out, like we were just filming, like guerrilla filming. This guy just walks out the door and he's looking like, what's happening?
Oh shit.
Like, I feel it.
You didn't realize you were playing pedophile number 2 in our video. Sorry about that, buddy.
Right, yeah.
Oh man, yes. That's hilarious. Okay, I think let's try to bring Mark back out and we'll share a few more and talk to him. I think we got that signal, and we'll bring Teresa and Gwen back out in a minute. Are you there? He's muted, but he's there. Oh, he's frozen. Emotionally. Hey, how you doing?
Now I'm on my work computer now, so I hope they don't. Hope they're not upset.
They're monitoring you.
Probably.
It's not the first time you've done your comedy stuff from the work computer.
I don't do it on the work computer, but
okay. Okay, so let's. I think we had just played your like bathroom buddies video. What was the name of that the series?
Oh, the garbage gang razor one. Which episode?
We watched like the first 2, I think. Yeah.
Oh, great. Yeah.
Tell us what the prop department used on the top of that Q-tip, because it looked like peanut butter, but then I'm not so sure.
It was not peanut butter. It was spicy hummus. Joseph's Buffalo spicy hummus. It's my favorite hummus.
Wow.
Out there, try it out. It's great. But I consulted with my wife, and we both thought that the spicy hummus looked more like earwax than the peanut butter would. Peanut butter is too brown. I don't think anyone's going to have like that gross of a color. So we went with that. Although I was opting for extra chunky peanut butter because I thought that was peanut, but we went with the hummus.
Now, what was the process of you making all of those, and like, did it start with a smaller idea, or did you envision all of these different things from the beginning?
It started with a small idea. So the first video of that, where it's like the roommates and he uses his buddy's razor. That first episode was actually filmed, I think, like 2 months beforehand, and it was meant to be a standalone project. And I was literally just in the shower one day, and I was like, I spent 3 hours making the stupid razor headdress thing. I need to figure out another way to use it in another video. Like, well, I guess I could make a sequel. Maybe something cool where it's sort of like Toy Story-esque, but it's kind of adult and like about like your items in the bathroom. And so then from there, I just things went crazy. There are 7 episodes. It gets wild.
Okay,
there's a lot of characters. And there's a lot of work putting together all that stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I guess can we watch a couple more of those? Because here's what I want to ask you is, like, I think you got you've kind of gotten into TikTok as a format and kind of been able to get some success in there, and also there's like some back and forth with an audience where they're requesting things and talking to you about what you're doing, right?
Yep. Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of commenting on the app. People request all the time, oh, give us a part 3, give us a part 4. And it like I somewhat ended it at 7, but I have a plan that I've been holding off on because sometimes you just need to take a break from some characters and the amount of work that goes into those videos with the green screen and all the characters that are there. There's an offshoot that like a sub series that's going to probably end up happening for that eventually down the road.
I mean, yeah, it's like a bathroom cinematic universe that we have here.
Yeah.
Let's check out a couple more of these because, we have to. We have no choice.
What? I'm so excited.
I hope it's me at last.
Oh, where are we now? It's gotta be the dump, of course.
I wouldn't be too sure, Q-Tip.
What is this smell?
Welcome to the garbage truck.
How you doing? This isn't the dump. This is just another step in the journey, Q-Tip. We'll be there soon enough.
It smells pretty terrible in here.
Oh yeah, that's probably me. I'm a used diaper.
Sounds messy. Tell me more.
I'm filled to the brim with food's evil cousin. Something sloppy from Joe. Human fudge. Dookies. Butt vomit. Come on. I'm filled with poop.
Ooh, now we're talking. I bet you like it real messy.
You bet I do. Why? You want some of this mess?
All right, enough of that, you two. What's next?
They say the final stop is the dump.
I've been waiting to get to the dump since I was inside Rick's ear canal.
Finally, some good news.
Get over here, Kleenex. Let's get messy.
Oh, talk messy to me.
Ugh. Another stop? We're never gonna get to the dump at this rate.
Did somebody say the dump? You naive, discarded pieces of waste. This truck goes directly to the incinerator.
Incinerator? What's an incinerator?
It is the final resting place for all of the trash in this truck. We will burn at thousands of degrees until all that is left is ash.
Oh, God.
Impossible. Diaper told us this truck goes to the dump.
Well, Diaper's over there getting extra messy with Kleenex. You think he's gonna tell us the truth?
So I lied. I was just trying to make everybody feel comfortable in their last moments.
How about I return the favor and make you feel comfortable with these lotioned pillowed ridges that make up my Kleenex?
Is there a cell phone around here with a camera? Someone's going to want to capture what's about to happen between me and Kleenex. It's going to get real messy.
I'm too old to have a camera, but I'll certainly stand here and watch. Especially since we're about to perish and all.
Ain't no Kia. Get them thick buttons over here.
We're all gonna die. I'm jumping.
Oh yeah.
So dumb.
Nokia with those thick buttons. That was great. And yeah, that's like what you would find it. Yeah. So what's the process with creating? Do you script these out beforehand? Do you kind of improvise them? How do you work?
It's weird. Basically, I get like a flash of like pretty much the entire scene of what I want to do. And then I literally write everything down. And then depending on what's going on, I have so TikTok is limited to a minute. So I enjoy the creative limitation there. So some of my sketches, like I've filmed them and all of a sudden, like a lot of these are like 2.5 minutes long. And I'm like, oh no. And then I got to kind of find good ways of cutting things out, which is great. If you saw the amount of like, a lot of it's basically like, here's my sketch, exactly what I want to do. And then I just deliver like numerous random lines that like, I'm like, oh, you know what? This character wouldn't say that. Like, let me go this route. The hardest part with doing that many characters is because like I am filming everything myself, whether it's on a tripod or I'm holding it, is remembering which direction a character was meant to be in the video so that that you're not getting confused as to who they're speaking to. Sometimes I write down camera directions. Like if you saw some of my sketches, the camera directions are in there. I'm literally like planning things out as to like how the room would look with all of them in like a garbage container. It's kind of intense.
That's cool. That's cool. I want to check out Tiny Briefcase because I think this is a great example of you like taking a whole plot and chopping it down to like a minute and like being able to create these really different characters that all have a big beard. So let's check it.
Derek, we've known each other for a long time now. You know I'd do anything for you, no matter what. No questions asked, even if it was something really weird, right?
Yeah, same here, man.
Perfect. I'll pick you up at 10.
What?
Get in.
All right, I can't believe I'm asking this, but what are we doing?
Zip tie this to your wrist.
Why? It doesn't even have a handle.
I don't know. Figure it out. It's for your own protection in case things go sour. Now, don't ask any more questions.
I'll do all the talking. I don't even know what's going on. This thing is leaking something all over my arm.
Vladimir, you got my goods?
Duh. You've got my payment?
Go ahead.
Now Vladimir will have better Taco Tuesday than LeBron James.
Is that just a bunch of loose taco meat in a briefcase?
We are done here.
It was a real pleasure doing business with you, Vladimir.
What the hell was that? What did you just trade taco meat for? Bananas. No. Fake bananas.
The dark web is a crazy place, right? What a steal.
You risked our lives for fake bananas?
Joke's on him, though. That taco meat's leftovers from last night's dinner.
See, and it's really like M. Night Shyamalan, because like upon the 9th watch, you're going to see the banana clues that were left at the beginning. If you look, there's bananas in every scene. You should have seen it coming.
Oh, man. That sketch was one that I didn't film that sketch right away, but I had the idea for that sketch on like a Tuesday in the middle of the day. My wife was at home working from home, cooking her lunch for the day, and she was making taco salad. And I walked over and I literally like saw her making that. I was like, taco meat, like how can I use that in a sketch? And I was like, it'd be really weird would be if someone like put taco meat in a briefcase. And then I was like, yeah, but like it would need to be like a weird, like a small, tiny briefcase. And then that's literally like that's what spawned the entire idea for that entire sketch. And then the bananas came in because I have an entire other series that like I haven't done in a really long time. It kind of fell off where I was utilizing bananas as characters, and I bought a bunch of fake bananas. And so I had to use them. And I was like, all right, for the sketch. I have no idea. It gets weird.
I like how you explain your thinking like it makes sense.
It does to me.
Oh man, so is this something you, as the people are getting vaccinated, things are opening up eventually, do you want to get back into doing improv? Or you wanted to continue doing this sketch work? What is the future looking like for you?
I want to do both. I love writing sketches. I've found, like a new love for that. It was something I've always kind of wanted to do, but held back. And, props to Gwen for being my 101 improv teacher and giving me the tools to be goofy, which gave me the courage to put myself out there like this. Were really what was holding me back from like putting sketches online. And the improv stuff, I am obsessed with improv. I love improv. So I don't think I'll ever stop that. But I've when we were really quarantined, like early on, I was pumping out like almost a video a day.
Yeah.
This stuff. And it gets pretty draining. I've gotten it down to now where I probably do like one a week.
Yeah.
That's a lot more manageable. Especially, with life going on and things like that. So despite the fact that, the quarantine is still sort of happening, there's always stuff to be done.
There's been an interesting arch, I think, when you look at the creative energies over quarantine, where people were locked up and were like, it's going to be 2 weeks. We got 2 weeks. All right, let's make a video and connect. And, okay, well, this might be a couple months. Well, hey, we're going to be creative and keep going. And then as it keeps going, it's just like, this is not sustainable. Like,
Yeah,
I just want to watch TV right now. Like, give
Exactly.
myself a break. You know,
It's definitely draining. And like the reason I'm not like other social creators and like have like my name posted everywhere is because the intention of creating content you don't need as like a thing is meant to be so that eventually I could start bringing in other sketch people once the quarantine is done and start working with other people and sort of make maybe an entire sketch team out of it. I have no idea where it's going to go.
Yeah.
Right now, obviously, it's just me or 7 of me, depending on the video. But it would be a lot easier if I had some other hands, some other faces, and some other writers. So maybe we'll get to that point eventually.
Yeah, then that sounds. How fun is that to write with other people and just try to?
I've never done it, so I
have that immediate feedback of like, oh, if I can make this group of people laugh, I might be onto something.
Yeah.
Okay, I think right now would be a nice time to bring back out Gwen and Teresa, and just get everybody talking to each other. Okay.
Hey, folks.
Hello. So,
can I just say for the record that Matt, those Nicolas Cage pillows in your background are just those are brilliant.
Yeah, it's Mark, but yes.
Mark, sorry.
He's my numero uno actor in the entire world, and people just give me stuff now that has Nicolas Cage all over them. It's great.
That's sequins?
Yeah.
That's Nicolas's cage made of sequins?
Yes, it is. Away. So my brother-in-law gave me this pillow, and it came and it was just red. It hadn't been like wiped down. I was like, "What is this?" And my wife opened it, and she was like, "I have no idea what this is." She was like, "I don't know why he would send that." And then like 20 minutes later, I wiped it off, and it was Nicolas Cage. And then she was very upset, and she was like, "We are not putting this on the couch. It's going away. It like lives in a bin. It's like tucked away all the time. So I bring it out for special occasions."
Nice. Mm-hmm.
Oh man! Hi,
like
Jess.
Yeah. So let's talk about comedy. Like, what purpose did comedy serve in your life? Like, why do you get involved in it? Like, what does it give you?
I'll go. Like, there's no choice. Like, being serious is often quite boring. So it's like, comedy is the outlet, that you need. That's nervous laughter and all of that. Like, comedy is human. It's human connection. So it's very serious answer about comedy.
I love that. I love that idea of human connection. I'll say, like, first and foremost, I haven't gotten to say this because I haven't taught improv in a very long time, but I'm the captain of the woo-woo train where I'm like, comedy is everything if you look. But I've been thinking a lot about why we do certain types of art within the conversation of like, should certain things in art be sacred or like protected, separating art from the artist and things like that. And for me, I love that you said doing comedy to connect with people, because like I do comedy to connect with people and like to share parts of myself that I guess I wouldn't normally. Mm-hmm. I think that's a big part, whether it's the silly part or like the angry part, or you get to share thoughts and feelings that you wouldn't maybe normally share with people in kind of a safe space, mm-hmm. or a dangerous space.
Mm. Yeah.
I'd say for me, comedy is more of an outlet. If you asked most people in my life, they'd probably tell you that I never shut up. I'm annoying, and that in a nice way. But for me, like my videos and stuff that are totally random and things like that's how my brain is. So I'll latch onto these weird ideas and stuff, and they just stay there. And if they don't go somewhere, then it's coming home with me, and I'm doing 15 accents and singing in the kitchen and pretending I'm like 8 people anyways. So I might as well film it and just get it out there and let it leave. So it's kind of just like this weird, just like get out of my body so I can relax. I guess it's like my form of ADHD medicine. I don't really know.
Yeah. I think you know, anytime I like finish something creative, play a song, play a show or something like that, I have this thought of like, I could have not done that this evening, and that energy would have lived inside of me and not gotten expressed, you know? And like it's amazing, like I don't know, just how much comedy and laughter like disarm people, you know. I think if you laugh with somebody, if you have a great conversation, you laugh with somebody, that one conversation will endear you to that person for the rest of your life, you know. Like that's, you've made a friendship and you've made a connection. What are some of the let's talk about some of your like early influences, like when you think of sketch comedy, what are some of the you know, what's the Mount Rushmore for you of like creators or groups? Let's start with Gwen.
Awesome. I was just thinking about this because like I didn't, when I was like younger, I didn't watch a lot of comedy. And I didn't know that I picked up comedy like after grad school because I desperately needed a hobby. But I think honestly, the Mount Rushmore, this is going to sound sappy, is my brothers. My brothers are the funniest people I've ever met. God, if anyone I know ever meets them, they're going to be like, "Oh, you're not funny." And I'll be like, "I know, I know." But they are truly, like, to this day, I'm just striving to be half as creative and half as goofy as they are. So they were like my big growing up influences. They're constantly doing characters, voices, and it's just effortless for them to slip from one thing to another. And then like after I started growing up, like I love storytellers. I love Mike Birbiglia. I love Maria Bamford, people who are just like telling their story.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, your videos are like little like contents of somebody's entire story. Like you could take a snippet. Like I know who this person is by what you just told me. That's all I need in that 20 seconds.
That's what I love. I love that stuff.
Yeah. Mark, what about you?
So I ingest a lot of comedy. So I love sketch comedy and stuff like that. The thing that I do the most of is watching actually comedians, because I look at that and I think that that's like the most amazing thing you could ever do, because I could never put myself like it's totally different when I'm doing sketch and like being 8 different characters. I'm not myself, well, for the most part. It's what's going on in my brain, but it's not me. But what comics are able to do on stage blows my mind. The fact that they're so open about their thoughts and their lives and stuff like that. And I think that that's crazy. And when it comes from like a sketch standpoint, I would say my biggest influence is probably Will Forte. I think that man is a genius beyond belief. And I think he was one of the most underrated people on SNL ever. And he's brilliant. I love his weird mind. If you've never seen Benjamin Franklin when they did it on Seth Meyers, watch that. It is, if you want to talk about some weird sketch comedy, that thing is bananas.
It's right up your alley there. Teresa.
I started watching SNL very young. I had a little TV. Do you remember when I had that little TV in my room? Only for like maybe a year, because I watched too much TV that year. But I would like, and even before that, I would sneak into, you know, and like wherever my parents were watching SNL and watch it. So like when I was younger, it was like Mike Myers and Dana Carvey, and I remember I loved Victoria Jackson. And then also like the Kids in the Hall. We watched so much Kids in the Hall. And then do you remember The State? Was it The State?
Yes, I love The State.
Yeah, I haven't watched that in years and years, but I really loved that. So
So
yeah,
many people from The State are like, have gone on to do just like really interesting stuff. Yeah,
they're all still like working and making comedy. It feels like, but yeah. So I was watching a lot of sketch growing up.
Yeah, that's great.
Before I knew that I was gonna like that was something that I could do. You know, it was like I just watched this because it's funny.
Yeah. I would say, Kids in the Hall. There was something about that, the flavor of the Kids in the Hall, and just they kind of like created their own limitations that they worked within. Whether it was like, playing women, are wild characters, but I don't know. There was just something about that level of humor that I really loved. I think I think a lot about like doing so much music, like the reason that I collaborate, and I think a lot of people collaborate, is because when you collaborate, it brings something out of both of you that wouldn't have come out otherwise, And I think that's kind of the same thing with comedy, where certain people bring out kind of certain aspects of comedy. Can you talk about kind of maybe some people that have been influential to you that you've worked with in your life? Anybody can jump in.
Like from a comedic standpoint, or well, Gwen, obviously, being my 101 teacher, she taught me a lot. So I appreciate that. And TJ, I mean, we've done some pretty weird scenes together that have kind of influenced the way that my mind works, at least from an improv perspective. And I think from our whole group in general, I'm always amazed when you do improv with like a team, everybody's brains are so wired differently. And the fact that those brains can still get on the same level and work together and come up with an entire scene or an entire herald together and make it work is bananas. And I mean, I think our entire firm maybe troupe is brilliant. And I think that from that perspective, I'd say like when it comes to comedy, my team has influenced me the most because I find little bits and pieces and I take little things from sort of what everybody's doing. I'm like, oh, I really love the way that they thought about that from like an A to Z perspective. How did you come up with that? So I'd say that. I mean, I haven't been in the comedy game very long, so I don't have many people that I've worked with other than my close group of people.
Yeah, I think because we're in a group together. Yeah, we're in for maybe an improv team together, and I think what's beautiful about working consistently with a group of people in that way is that you develop trust, and so you trust each other and trust that I'll throw something out and you'll catch it, or in any way, or do something with it, and I think that's a beautiful thing about that. But Teresa, what about you?
For me, the two ladies that were in the group with me, Ginger Kearns and Kitty Lindsay, were both just absolutely brilliant. And Ginger Kearns, it's Kearns. She's somebody to really keep an eye on. She's such a brilliant writer and just really driven and focused. And she was the one that pushed me to take sketch writing classes at Upright Citizens Brigade, and so we took some classes together. And she's has written Mad Pilots and now is doing an Insta mini series, which is really cool. It's like a whole mini series that was like 10 parts or a little bit longer of like 2 minutes of this like ridiculous murder mystery. So she's great. And really, I feel like just kind of just trusting the people around you, like you were saying, and just like being silly and not having, you know, just like going for it, you know, like, all right, we're gonna make ridiculous faces and do ridiculous things. And some like troll lady found me on YouTube. She's like, that wasn't funny and your teeth are yellow. Like, sure.
No. Well, I think, I think, you know, growing up, it's like our house had a lot of laughter in it, you know, and we pushed our parents to be like, how inappropriate could we be, you know, and if we make them laugh, we got away with it, you know?
Yeah. Or like at the video store. I was thinking about that the other day. Every time we would go to the video store, like our poor mother, like it was all about just tormenting our mother. And so every time we went to the video store, we'd be like, Mom, can we rent Porky's again? Porky. To this day, I've never seen Porky's, but like we heard there were boobs in it. So we thought it was so funny to be like, Mama, we loved Porky's. Let's watch that again.
Yeah, that was the whole thing when that was a big part of my humor when I was a kid, was embarrassing the people around me. That was I had to learn to channel that in other ways.
Oh, have you learned to channel that, DJ? Or
Teresa's signal is getting kind of bad here. We just lost her. Let's go to Gwen.
Oh man, I could listen to your family stories all day. And having had you in class, I'm like, yep, yeah, I can imagine that. That's where that amazing creative energy comes from. Part of it, honestly, I think I got a lot better when I started to teach comedy, because you see so many like really creative people come through, right? Like not everyone is like super invested and super creative, but there were so many people like Mark and TJ, particularly your classes, were like chock full of people who I was like, I never would have thought of this. And that is so cool. I will never forget, TJ, you exiting a scene by water sliding out directly at me. And I just would never have thought of that. And it really pushes me out of my rut.
But they had a rug burn, if it's any consolation.
But in terms of like people who influenced me, working with the women of Wamengo, who are Kaylee Kane, Whitney Hawkins, and Chloe Zwiker.
Yeah, brilliant.
Was really like
women.
Thank you. Like finding like, is it Maria Bamford who says like find your people? She's like, if you think it's funny, don't worry. If the room that you're in doesn't think it's funny, go find the room that thinks it's funny. Yeah. And that was like the moment where I found that. So I would say like them, there's so many people, but then the one person in terms of writing who like, I hadn't written any sketch yet. I'd written like a little bit of plays. And when I saw his writing, I was like, that's what I want to do, was Michael Traynor. I think he's brilliant. I say this every time I talk to him and I embarrass him. Anytime you see a sketch written by him, it is perfect.
Awesome. I love that. And I love, you know, being influenced by the people around you and the communities that you have, you know, and being able to see like, okay, like not only do I love what you do and I think it's incredible, but I can also see how you got there, and I want to follow in your footsteps. I would love to play just one more video from each of you before we end our show, and end on some of your ridiculousness. So maybe we'll start with White Cotton Panties. What's the third video that you have for us? And again, if you Google it, don't Google White Cotton Panties pedophile. Don't Google that.
I did.
Especially on your work computer, Mark.
And I was like, this is a problem. Like, I'm going to get arrested. You have to definitely look up WCP comedy. That's key. That is key. But we did a little storytelling series. And so this is from that.
All right.
I'm Ginger.
I'm Kitty, like a cat.
Hey, I'm Teresa. I don't have very many first dates because I tend to sleep with people before I actually go on a date with them. That's a date, right?
So, I met this guy at a female Jello wrestling competition, and I guess I should have known then that maybe this wasn't the guy for me.
I had met him a couple times and thought he was totally normal.
We went to this little restaurant at the village, right?
And we were just gonna go grab a drink or two at a bar and, just kind of say hello and see if we got along or not. Where are we going? Oh, well, I made dinner. I'm gonna bring you back to my place. Instantly, I am, just from his appearance, I'm like, this is never going to work. And I texted my friends like, okay guys, if I end up missing.
Over dinner, he proceeds to tell me all about his ex-girlfriend.
And he turns the lights out.
And what a bitch she is, and how horrible she is, and how she cheated on him.
I can't see my food. He told me that he actually went out with this girl and had gone out with her a couple of times and ended up sleeping with her. And he told me that while they were like hooking up, he smelled something really bad. And he keeps saying to me, so, what else? And then went on to tell me that at first he thought it was her feet. So, what else? But then realized that it was her vagina that smelled horrible.
And he even goes into this detail as to the last time they had sex.
Then he started talking about the way, vaginas smell.
And he actually does this motion to illustrate for me, like, what is going on.
I was in an awkward situation. The conversation sucks. Like, everything just sucks. I'm in his awkward house and I'm like afraid I'm gonna be buried in the backyard.
And she asks him if he's done yet.
Just kind of rolled with it and, declined having another drink. So he goes and disappears for like 20 minutes. He comes back and he starts playing his keyboard.
He tells me that they met up again after that particular instance. And he smacked her.
And he looks at me, he says, I'm not playing the blues for you. I'm playing the blues for me. And he goes, you've hit me with the umbrella. I thought that maybe you were a highly functional autistic.
Why would you tell someone this on a first date? She remembers it forever. And God, I wish I could forget that date.
So what else?
That you know what? I haven't watched that in a while, and that is cringe-worthy. The worst part about that is that I got that date because I actually I wrote a song about this whole. I got stood up on a date, and I was gonna stay home, but then I was like, you know what? No, I'm gonna go out. And I'm gonna like, I got myself all dressed up and I went out and I was like, and I'm gonna say over and over, I got stood up because, and I was like, I'm gonna say that 40 times. And so I was like having a good time. People were like, oh my God, no, and buying me drinks. And then this guy asked me out on a date and I was like, yeah, see, this is why I got stood up so I could have this date. And then it was this awful date. I was like, oh my God. So I got out of the date for a little while. But now I'm happily married, and so it all worked out.
And you got a new band, and they play the Stood Up song.
Yes. I actually, quick plug, I'm playing on Friday, May 7th at the Jazz Kitchen in Indianapolis with my band.
Awesome.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Sweet. All right, let's go to Gwen. What's this last video that you have for us? Can you give us a quick intro?
Yeah, totally. This is a song from my show Sad Girl Songs, which we'll hopefully play live again someday. And it's another song inspired by dating, but it's not this one I made up the words to. This one I didn't rip off someone's dating profile.
Awesome. Let's check it out.
Please don't, that only makes this worse. I broke up with my therapist last week. It's okay. She'll be all right. She was already seeing other people. This next one is a sexy song. I'm sorry if that makes this whole thing weird. We both had hard days. We're feeling tense and stressed. All the things you'll do tonight are what make you the best. I ask you, what can I do? You give a sexy smirk. Don't you worry about it, girl. Just let me go to work and do that emotional labor. Ooh, you're making me feel hurt. Emotional labor. I'll just support and listen, girl. Say another word. We're getting really into this. You're really close to me. It makes me so frustrated when you don't do the laundry. You don't push back or argue. You look deep into my eyes. Want you to come into my headspace. Yeah, you're gonna sympathize and do that emotional labor. Listen while I unload all my feelings. Emotional labor. This is all about me, and that's what makes it appealing. I must have jumping in your ear. My coworker's a bitch. You pour a glass of wine to show you understand the stitch. I've complained for hours now, feel so good, it's a sin. But God, you ask such long questions, you're taking it all into that emotional labor. Told you all of my worries, went through the whole list. Emotional labor. Tonight we're role-playing the sexy therapist. Emotional. Emotional. Oh yeah, I'm gonna make myself more comfortable. Emotional. Emotional. Let me slip off some burdens. Emotional. Emotional. You sure you don't mind taking care of your own feelings tonight? Emotional. Emotional. Oh baby, that felt good.
Woo! That is dope. You control that stage so well. It's awesome.
Thank you.
Oh man! So yeah, you are. That is the ultimate right swipe, the queen of mustaches, sad girl songs, Gwen. Thank you so much. And we'll share a little bit of content that you don't need, but that you're gonna want. So
You might want.
yeah. So you did a series when there was a mysterious monolith that appeared in the desert and somewhere else around the world. And you actually, it's something that you studied. And so you had an inside track and information about it. And you were able to find where the next monolith appeared. Isn't that right?
This is true.
All right. So let's check out. This is actually, I know this is a lot of comedy, but this is more of a documentary about that monolith and
It's
the
a true
mysteries
life
behind it.
documentary.
I just woke up and this thing was attached to my dong. It's another monolith, just like the ones they found in Utah, Romania, and California. Well, let's just have a look, shall we? Well, first off, this is a lot smaller than all the other monoliths that they're talking about on the news.
Yeah, I've been getting that a lot.
Now, I've heard it's either an art installation or it's aliens.
Oh, it's definitely aliens.
What makes you so sure about that?
Trust me. I made a doctor's appointment. It's been 3 days. I'm not sure how much more of this I can take.
Have you tried to remove it?
Several times now. It's on there real tight.
Well, if you're going to have it hanging out there, you might as well polish it. That thing is grimy as hell from you trying to pull it off. Be presentable.
Something's happening. Justin, what?
any chance you've tried, polishing one off?
No, I have not.
Oh my God.
You need to subscribe to content you don't need. You need to subscribe to Sad Girl Songs. You need to subscribe to the Quadruple Threat so you can find out what happens next in these people's sexual connotations lives. You guys, this has been so much fun. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
This was fun.
Yeah. So, thank you, everybody, for tuning in. This has been a blast. We have coming up the rehash with Tookie Kavanaugh, excuse me. And after that, we have a brand new show that's happening. It's called The Midnight Creepout, where you'll hear some stories, some true ghost stories about things that have happened, and you will never be able to sleep. So, brand new premiere happening tonight on 2MB. Make sure, if you haven't yet, you subscribe to them. And I want to thank one more time, Mark. I want to thank Gwen, Teresa, and your little buddy there. Can you introduce your little friend?
This is Fitzgerald.
Oh my gosh, and who's this?
This is Bella.
Oh, wow.
Bella.
Okay, Mark, come on. Where's the dog?
Jameson's downstairs. He's not going to come up here.
Oh my God, he's not a little sprightly little puppy anymore. Awesome. So next week we'll be grooming pets and kind of talking some expert pet groomers. So please tune in. I'm TJ Reynolds, and this has been Cross Pollination. Take care.